Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a high-stakes, absolutely blockbuster battle for one of Hollywood's most iconic studios, and this team could change the future of everything you watch.
So let's dive right in. In one corner, you've got the king of streaming, Netflix. And in the other, you have an ambitious Paramount, backed by some serious billionaire power. The prize? The entire century-old content empire of Warner Bros. Discovery. And you got to understand, this isn't just some business deal. It's really a fight for the soul of Hollywood itself.
Okay, first things first. To really get what's going on here, we need to understand the main weapon being used in this whole fight, the hostile takeover. So, what in the world is it?
To put it simply, it's when one company wants to buy another, but the company being targeted, their board of directors says, nope, no thanks. So what does the buyer do? They just bypass the bosses and go straight to the real owners, the shareholders, and try to force a sale from the outside in.
So you see the difference, right? It's between a friendly handshake deal where everybody agrees and this hostile approach, which is just a public, high-pressure fight. And that is exactly what's going down right now.
All right, now for the main event, the bids themselves. Let's get to the tail of the tape and see how these two colossal offers for Warner Bros. Really stack up against each other.
First up in the ring, we've got Netflix. They've put a massive $82.7 billion offer on the table. But here's the catch. It's not for the whole company. Nope, they're targeting the crown jewels, the Warner Bros. Studio and all its streaming assets, including, HBO Max. But then, Paramount comes in with an absolute bombshell, a huge all-cash offer for the entire company, valuing Warner Bros. Discovery at a staggering $108.4 billion.
Now, looking at this, you can see two completely different strategies at play. Netflix is making a surgical strike, right? They want that content powerhouse, and they're offering a mix of cash and their own stock. Paramount, on the other hand, wants the whole kingdom, from the movie studios all the way down to the old cable networks, and they're offering the certainty of pure cash. And for shareholders, that's a big deal. It means a guaranteed payout, no risk.
So who are the masterminds behind these incredible bids? Let's meet the players in each corner and really try to understand what's driving them to take control of this media empire.
Driving the Paramount bid is David Ellison, and yep, that's the son of Oracle founder Larry Ellison. David has been on an absolute mission, first acquiring Paramount and now trying to build what could be the world's largest media conglomerate.
And listen to this, it's not just business, it feels personal. Ellison went on TV, on CNBC, and basically said their first, quiet offer was completely ignored by the Warner Brothers board. Not even a phone call back. That silence, that's what triggered this very public, very hostile fight.
For Paramount, this whole thing is about survival and domination. They just need Warner's assets to get big enough to actually compete in the streaming wars against giants like Netflix and Disney. It's a pure power play.
Then, on the other side, you've got the reigning champion, Netflix. I mean, they're already the biggest player in streaming, and this move, it's all about making sure they stay on that throne for decades to come.
So for Netflix, this is both offense and defense. They get to add this legendary library of content. We're talking Harry Potter, The Sopranos, all of it, to their service. And at the same time, they stop a competitor like Paramount from getting their hands on it. It's a brilliant two-for-one move.
But hold on, this fight isn't going to be decided in a boardroom alone. Before any deal can actually happen, it's got to get past the toughest referees in the game, government regulators.
And both of these deals face a mountain of antitrust concerns. With Netflix, regulators are going to worry about one company having way too much power over the streaming market and, the future of movie theaters. For Paramount, it's a different kind of worry. It's about controlling huge chunks of cable TV, and this is the big one, merging two major news networks, CBS and CNN.
And this is where it gets really political. Regulators are going to be looking very closely at who's involved. Netflix has board members with ties to the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, Paramount's bid is backed by big-time Republican investors. So this deal becomes more than just a media merger. It's a political hot potato that the current administration is going to have to handle very, very carefully.
So, after all the corporate strategy, the political games, the billions and billions of dollars on the table, we get to the final, and honestly, the most important question. Why should you care about any of this?
Well, it's because the outcome of this whole corporate war is going to directly impact the entertainment you watch, maybe the news you see, and definitely the price you pay for all of it.
Okay, so here's the bottom line for you. With fewer competitors, yeah, the prices for your streaming subscriptions could go up. But on the other hand, you might see these massive consolidated services that give you way more content under just one bill. So your choices of where to watch might shrink, but the libraries themselves, they're going to be enormous.
And that just leaves us with one final and I think really crucial question. In this relentless race to build the biggest media company on the planet, as these giants get bigger and bigger, what happens to creativity? What happens to the independent voices, the smaller, unique stories that might just get lost in the shuffle? That is the real cliffhanger.